In today's clip, I want to be super clear as to why I stopped watching The Walking Dead. Or maybe just liked it slightly less, right? It's when I realized the whole thing is just a giant Home Depot advertisement. Yep. Hey, XenPuck here. So, is my premise offbeat? Stay with me a moment, okay? I am a recent house owner, so maybe I'm just having a gripe with maintaining a house, or at least yard-related activities. That sounds reasonable, but seriously, hear me out, okay? I just recently bought a machete, and then a hatchet. Why? Now, a year or 5 ago, I would have said, is it because I'm preparing for a zombie apocalypse? Now, I'm like, no, it's just to kill some weeds. And that is when I realized that pretty much everything one could use for the zombie apocalypse is just a home improvement good. Now I'm going to break it down by weapon type. And honestly, I'm just surprised that I didn't realize that the product placement opportunities in a zombie apocalypse show was this abundant. Okay. Point number 1. The machete. Perfect weapon for killing zombies, right? But also mostly for cleaning out weeds and branches, right? It's just there to make life easier for homeowners with a yard. I cannot tell you the number of times I've tried to pull up a weed and immediately have to go reach for my not even particularly sharp machete. Okay, because my God, you know, I'm in Texas, and you leave the weeds alone for a couple of rainy days and it's in there. You need something to cut it off, right? That reminds me, I should really go sharpen this thing. I mean, it is a really great all-purpose tool though. All I have to remember is to not swing it inwards towards my own legs. So far so good, still got all my limbs. Okay. Now, item number 2. This puppy right here. Hatchet. Okay, so actually I literally just bought this one and haven't got to use it yet. I'm pretty sure this will serve a slightly more specialized purpose than the machete, right? In the yard maintenance aspect of its lifestyle, right? But also in whacking slow-moving zombies with their decomposing skulls, I guess. It's definitely heavier, and you know, it feels heavier. I know it's heavier than the machete, but the contact point is, I do believe this is smaller than the blade of a machete, right? So for weeds, I think I need better aim, but for zombie brains, I think this is better, right? The actual blade being smaller also means less maintenance. Awesome. Yeah, number 3. Now we're going to go into the more fun weapons that I've seen on zombie shows, right? For example, how about the classic katana, right? Michonne on Walking Dead has a katana. Now let me be clear, no normal person buys a katana for physical exercise, okay? It's home decor, okay? If you have a katana in your house, and believe me, I've had it in my house before. I've bought it as gifts to lady friends of mine. Yes, I've had some really weird lady friends in the past. It's hanging up on a wall for the sake of looking cool, okay? This really applies for any type of Eastern sword or Western or any kind of swords, really, right? Plus, the only place where you can practice such ancient art of, you know, being a weeaboo is, you guessed it, in the yard. So, does it work for practical yard maintenance purposes? Well, actually, that depends on how sharp you keep your blades, right? I would actually argue the length of a real katana could really help with whacking weeds, considering it's really just a longer, more balanced version of machete. Weapon type number 4. What about Negan's bat? Remember Negan with his super awesome Lucille? Well, that's really just a bat with some fencing material around it, isn't it? Okay? Now, to be sure, a bat doesn't count as home decor, nor is it specifically a weeding tool. But I would argue it is still something associated with a yard, okay? After all, where else would an ex-psychotic gym teacher connect with the youngins if not in a yard of some sort, public or private, right? It doesn't really matter. Everywhere outside on the green is places where you can practice using a bat. And that's what I would call zombie training at the end of the day. Alright. Now, we're getting into the last types of weapon types, and I'm going to combine some random schmucks together, right? What about crossbows and golf clubs, right? These are all recreational sports similar to the nature of a bat or a katana, just more esoteric, right? Now, when I'm watching zombie shows or doing yard work, I would like to ignore the projectile weapons, okay? Because you'd run out of ammo eventually, right? And survival is meant for the long haul, right? Not just for a month or two. You know, you're gonna run out of crossbows for crossbows. What about golf clubs? You know, I bet it's very satisfying, you know, hitting a ball into your neighbor's yard or cracking open a zombie skull with a perfect swing. The problem is, compared to, say, Machete or a Hatchet, the contact point is now even smaller, okay? Even smaller than a bat, to be honest. And using blunt force, which is what a golf club would require, the blunt force required is more energy than a piercing or slashing attacks, okay? I mean, who can be totally on all of the time, right? Where's the margin of error? Again, we're playing the long game, right? Nobody wants to survive the zombie apocalypse for just a few weeks, right? Anyway. I just find it totally bizarre at the end of the day that as a house owner, apparently I'm just slowly and accidentally accumulating stuff that will help me out in case zombies come around. I mean, I have even more future examples, right? I feel like soon enough I'm going to need something to help me cut high branches on the trees surrounding my fence, right? Or maybe one of those picks, you know, that'll help me remove a canvas cover from one of those, you know, very shuttily covered patios or decks, right? Aren't those just polearm weapons in disguise? My God. I mean, I'm surprised that Walking Dead hasn't made the Home Depot endorsement more explicit, right? Who needs a zombie apocalypse bunker, by the way, when I can just go build myself a shed from the same store? Come on, let's go. Gotta buy stuff to stave off the zombies. America! F yeah! I mean, who cares about provisions when one's got all these cool zombie murdering tools, right? Plus, these days, I actually have actual practice time using all these tools. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a leg up for me against all these liberal elites that dominate urban environments. I mean, not only do they not have guns, but they can barely use all these sweet, sweet weeding tools, aka zombie killers. Obviously, I'll be surviving the longest. Whoop. Rant over. Cheers, guys. Now, if you related to any part of this video, please share, subscribe, like, comment, and all that jazz. Or whatever. See you guys.